Hi, I'm Catherine Trainer,
And I'm Max Bachhuber.
and today we're going to discuss Jonathan Eckman's photo and Ariel Yardeni's photo.
Let's start off with Jonathan's photo.
So I think what's really interesting about this photo is the contrast between the colors. You have kind of the muted color in the background, but on the foreground you have the green contrasting with the yellow.
And also, I think that the way that the angle is taken out is very important because it looks like it's almost telling a story. Like, why is he down there at the angle? You ask a lot of questions about the photo just because of how it was taken.
Absolutely, I don't think it would have been as striking as a photo if he had not taken it, if he had taken it standing up, for example.
Yeah, I agree. I also love the way that the light plays off like the water, just kind of the light layer of water on the street, because that adds just this weird reflective element to the entire thing.
Yeah, you have kind of an interesting dynamic. You have the lights in the background with the car, which are yellow, which plays off the yellow in the foreground. So you have an interesting dynamic there between the foreground and background. You also have, as you pointed out, the little water droplets in the foreground, which I think is just amazing that he was able to capture that.
Yeah, and the way that you have what you were mentioning earlier with the color, the way that you have this gradient of like green to blue to gray to silver, all these colors kind of meshing together in the street. It's just really wonderful.
And I think it really sets an interesting tone. You know, it's not a vibrant tone, yet he has some interesting colors there. Just the way they all play off each other kind of contributes to a theme.
It's a very New York City photo because I don't think that you can necessarily describe it as morose or really anything in that sadness realm when you have such just an energetic scene going on in the background.
Absolutely. Yeah, so moving on to Ariel's photo here. This is entitled Electricity.
And I think that going off again what you were mentioning earlier with the color contrasts, we have a very interesting color palette at play here. We have like the paint colors and the blue-gray colors of the background, the bricks in the background. And the other thing that I really like is that we have the black of the window being completely black with just these weird shapes of light bouncing off of it. Usually when you see a reflection in a photograph, it tells you more about the photograph itself or even the photographer, like you can see somebody in it. But here it's just very ominous, very threatening. We don't know what's happening on the other side of this photo behind the lens.
Yeah, it's very ambiguous, and you know what else is interesting about it? The black and the reflection contrast with the stark whiteness of the wall, which really just creates an interesting look there. And you know what I also really like between the wall and the window, you have the square shape, so it's like kind of a geometric theme. You have the square in the window with the bricks that are also square, the electric box is square, and then you have the circles contrasting with that as well.
Yeah, it's a very solid picture, really, by just all measures. I mean, everything is very physical, very closed in, unlike Jonathan's photo where a lot of it is, you need to do inference to find whatever meaning there may be. Here it's all laid out for you. I mean, the first time I saw this picture, I was reminded of maybe a still from Saw.
That's an interesting observation. I think I really love that they're just two different aspects of New York City.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have just the rain, which is just this quiet time of day, and then you have here, which is, man-made.
A very startling photo, I would say, in contrast to Jonathan's, but both capture like really interesting perspectives of New York City.
Yeah, I think that they're complementary in that way, definitely.
Absolutely.